Guys, we are here for a regular Mask Monday. It has been a while. Even though I've been doing tons of masks, it wasn't all on Mondays. I was doing March Mask Madness, a collab with 6 other beautiful ladies. It literally just ended yesterday. It went from Monday to Sunday. So if you guys are interested in those videos, definitely go check out. I put them in my Mask Monday collab, Mask Monday playlist. Even though it wasn't all Mask Mondays, it was just, you know, Mask Monday style videos, or I'll try to remember to link them down below. But this is a normal Mask Monday, but those do include giveaways, and it is a very big, beautiful skincare-based giveaway with tons of masks and other goodies, so definitely consider checking them out. But day one of that collab, I did questions that Miss Tracy gave us from Tracy and Chloe's Beauties, Unboxings, and More, and she gave us tons of questions, like literally like 3 Word documents full. I only went through the first, I don't know, like 11, I think it was. It was kind of random. I just stopped at a random place. So I had even said how I'm going to continue using these questions in other Mask Mondays. So today as a continuation of that. So thank you, Trace, for all these beautiful questions. I'll be tagging her down below. So let's get right into it. So the last one I did was, what's a famous person from your hometown? Okay, if you guys want to know that answer, go check out that day one video. But the next one, name the person in this collab that you would, oh, I literally put on the mask holder so I could wear my glasses, so I wouldn't struggle so much. Okay, much better. Name the person in this collab that you would most likely get into the most trouble with if you lived close to. So I'm not currently in the collab, but I will answer it based on the collab that ended yesterday. And I would definitely say it's Teresa from Tea Time Adventures for sure. I feel like we just get along super duper well. I mean, we do get along, but I mean like in person. So yeah, that would definitely be her. I could see us going for some nice food at a nice restaurant here, or maybe I'll go to her, check out California, doing some shopping. I could definitely see that. The next one, other than family, who was the first person you said I love you to? Probably my first serious boyfriend, which lasted 4 years, which was basically the boyfriend before Joe. I did have a small, short-lived relationship between Joe and my first boyfriend, but I don't really count him, so, because it was extremely short-lived. So, but Billy is my ex-boyfriend. I was with him for 4 years. I was like 20 years old when we got together, and I was almost 25 when we broke up. And then I met Joe when I was 26, a year later. And I am still very close friends with Billy. So I still love him, just in a different way, in a friendship way. He's a really good person. He was a good first boyfriend for sure. Just not, you know, we weren't meant for each other long term. Although 4 years is a long time, but I mean like, you know, super long term. I'll tell you guys all the time, Joe is my person. But yeah, that's probably the first person outside of family. The next one, what's one thing, oh, that's probably supposed to be thing. Oh yeah, you must have in your refrigerator, yogurt. I love yogurt as a quick little snack. Sometimes I'll have it at night before bed, or in between meals if I'm hungry, or sometimes it'll just be my breakfast and I'll add like a granola bar to it or a protein shake. I love yogurt of all flavors. Like sometimes I even buy the plain yogurt and I add like fruit to it. I am such a yogurt person. I love granola. So yeah, for the fridge, definitely yogurt. What's the most you've ever spent on a single meal? So, me and Joe went to Disney World, and you guys know Disney World is very expensive, but this place was outrageously expensive, and I understand why. You're paying for the atmosphere, but me and Joe went last year in February, and we were actually there for Valentine's Day, and for Valentine's Day, we wanted to do something romantic, so we decided to have dinner at, oh, I always forget the name of it. It's the song in Beauty and the Beast. Something with Us. That song where all the furniture is singing to her. You guys are probably screaming it to me. I'll have to look it up afterwards. But I always just call it Belle and Beauty's Castle because that's what it was. And the Beast walks around as you're eating dinner. But it is like a 4-course meal, or was it a 5-course meal? I don't know. But it was a specific menu. So there wasn't that many options. I know me and Joe picked like the meat board as our appetizer. And then we got like a salad. And then, so maybe 4 courses, because then we got our main meal and then dessert. And the main meal, you could literally only pick from like 4 things. And the chicken was like it had like an apple stuffing, and I'm not a fan of apple. And then octopus was an option. And even though Portuguese people love octopus, I am not one of them. So I ended up getting, and then there was like fish. right? Or was it steak? Because I don't like steak. I remember it was something I don't like. So basically, I could have one thing, and it was pork tenderloin. And I forgot what the sides were. It was definitely like some kind of veggie and a carb. I think it was carrots, and I don't remember what the other side was. And dessert. And dessert was actually little petite desserts. You got like 4 little petite desserts. And I left there still hungry, like, and the food wasn't good at all. And I actually heard, be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. That's it. I don't know why I was saying with us. But maybe it's because I was thinking like we're all together, like be our guest. I don't know. Anyway, so that is the name of it, and I always just call it Bella Beauty's Castle. And it's like beautiful. Like as you enter, there's stained glass windows, and there's what do you call those people in the metal armor? You guys are screaming at me again. I can't think of what it's called. Like knights in shining armor, like that. There you see Belle's library. Like it's gorgeous. You're definitely paying for the atmosphere, not for the food. And I don't remember what me and Joe's bill was. It was definitely somewhere over between $200 and $300. Of course, that is 4 courses. And again, you're paying for the atmosphere. I wouldn't mind paying that much if I liked it and was still hungry, if still full. But no, I left there still hungry. Me and Joe went to go find something else at Disney World to eat. Oh my God, I don't know if the hold is making it worse. I feel like it's pushing down the mask into my eyes. Anyway, let's get into the next question. And I'm sure that doesn't surprise everybody. Disney's expensive. That's definitely not something you do every day. I know there's people that go every year. I can't even imagine that. I feel like we're still paying for it. Because we still are. And it's a year later. Anyway, next question. If you were born 100 years ago, what do you think your occupation would be? How about 500 years ago? Okay. So 100 years ago was what, 1923? Was there schools back then? Because I think my answer would be, if there was, I would still be working at a school. Because women were teachers back then. Because I was going to say, even if I wasn't to be a teacher, even if it was just like a paraprofessional, but that didn't exist back then. But that's the point I'm trying to make is I would always like to work at a school. I love being around children and helping our future. I always like the vacations, let's not lie. I like having the summers off. So I would definitely want to be working at a school. So if that was an option from 100 years ago, that is the option I would pick. 500 years ago, I don't even know. Like I'm a woman, so I think that limits my options. Because back then, even 100 years ago, women didn't really work. You know what I mean? So, I'd be a mama having a bunch of babies. That would be my job. I don't know how to really answer that one. Yeah, that was not working out today. Some days that thing works out amazing, and other days I think it just depends on like how you put it on. And I just needed these eyes to get out of my face, I mean. So let's get them up there. All right, so the next one, I have to have it really close since I don't have my glasses on. Okay. What's the farthest you've ever traveled on foot? Not far. I don't know. Like, I've walked around my city, but I don't know how many miles that is. And that was a long, long time ago. But definitely, I would say nothing longer than a half hour away. So whatever miles that is, I do not know. But I thought that was going to say by car. By car, when I was little, me and my family went all the way to Canada. And that was like 12 to 14 hours. More recently, I was like a younger adult. It was in my early 20s. I went to Delaware. And that was about 8 hours. Even though it's not technically a question, I answered it. To me, that makes more sense than by foot. If you could control another person's actions and decisions for a day, would you? Whom would you choose to control? I would not do that. Like, I believe in free will. If you guys ever watch, like, Bruce Almighty, that's literally one thing, like, God tells Jim Carrey, like, everyone has the right to free will. And he's even there, standing there in front of Jennifer Aniston. He's like, love me, love me. And she goes, I did. And she walks away because he can't force her to love him. Everyone has the right to free will. So I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Or if anything, like if I had no other choice that like you had to pick somebody, I would pick the person I hate most in this world, and I would make them just like be my maid for the day. Now, do you prefer the Winter or Summer Olympics, and why? I'm not really into sports in general, but I'd probably pick the Winter Olympics because I do really like the ice skating competitions. That's actually one of my favorites. What's the highest point from which you'd be willing to jump into a deep pool of water? Not much. A diving board's probably as high as I would go. I'm not the biggest fan of heights. And then also being bigger, like, you fall hard. Like, I remember I jumped into the pool once and my nephew was there and he's like, Taylor, the water went everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you're bigger. And just like, you know, you have to worry a little bit more about, I feel like we're a little more fragile. Like any little fall and I like twist my ankle or like whatever. I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm very conscious of that. So I'm always like very careful in the steps I make and stuff like that. So no, I'm sure anything that's heavier probably flies down faster. It just doesn't seem like a safe situation. So diving board is the farthest I would go, like a normal height diving board. And even that, I'd probably be scared I'd break the diving board. What's the longest, car ride you've taken? So that was a question. So I already told you guys it was like definitely over 12 hours. I want to say it was like 14, 15 to Canada when I was little. And then more recently, as a young adult, I went to Delaware and we went around the Delaware, New Jersey area, and that was about an 8-hour drive. Thankfully, I slept most of it because I am never the driver because I hate driving. At the time, I didn't even drive. If you had a pet that suddenly started speaking, what's the first thing you would ask it? I would ask it what it does all day while I'm at work. Because I'm really curious about that sometimes. Sometimes I think about getting cameras. But then they probably just lay around all day. Sometimes I'm like, I want to be a cat. Other times I'm like, it must be so boring. But I would probably ask, like, am I taking care of you? Like, what do you need? Is there something I'm not providing for you? You know what I mean? Like, I always wonder about that. And I'll never forget when my friend, I have a friend who's a lot younger than me, that I met at my first job cashiering. You guys know I was there for a while. I didn't leave until, I was there for 8 years. I didn't leave till I was 27. So a lot of them were like 16, 17, like 10 years younger than me, cashiering like after school. And I'm friends with one of them, and she got pregnant when she was 21, so she's a very young mother. And I remember after she had the baby, she was like, Taylor, they can't talk to you. They can't tell you what you want. You like have to figure it out, and you're scared of doing the wrong thing. And I said, I know. That's what's scary about having babies. Like, it's a scary thing, like having to provide for somebody. And I can't 100% relate, obviously, because I don't have kids, but you guys know I used to work with kids that had ASD, and a lot of them were nonverbal. And now they're not even babies anymore. These are older children. And I said, I think about what those parents go through every day. And I said, it's hard. I can't imagine. Like, some of them, thankfully, they can at least do simple things like bathroom, water. They'll sign for it because there are signs for it. This is bathroom. But some of them can't even do that. And like, we have some kids, we would have to set alarms on our phones and take them to the bathroom at certain times every day. Because if not, they would literally pee themselves because they didn't know how to ask for the bathroom. So it's sad. So that's honestly what I think of. Like, I would want to know, like, is there something I can do for you? Whether it's like a nonverbal kid or a baby or a pet. Is there a service I can provide? That's just where my head goes with that one. Let's see. Have you ever had a crush on one of your teachers? Who was it? Oh, for sure. We had a teacher in high school. Anyone who knows me in real life and watches this, they probably know who I'm talking about. It was a math teacher, and you guys know I hate math. Like, if you watch the channel, you know I hate math, and that year I loved math. He had just graduated college. He was very young. I'll never forget, we had like a career day, and it was also landed on a Friday, and Friday was like dress down day for the teachers. So he was just wearing a sweater and jeans, not his normal like button down with the tie and all that. And someone mistook him for a student, and they were like, oh, are you interested in checking out the whatever field? And he's like, oh, I teach here, because he looked really young. And our high school has a vocational portion to it where 2 weeks I would learn a trade instead of doing academics. And a lot of people took CNA, health assisting, and they actually built a building now that's away from the school. But now it used to, before when I went to high school, it was 2 rooms in the school, and it was an LPN program, and it was for a licensed practical nurse. So this was people outside of high school would go to our high school to take these classes. And he ended up dating one of the girls from the LPN program, and we were all like super jealous. And it was, anyway, so it was a funny story. But yeah, I literally have a picture of him with me on my senior prom. And he was literally the cover of the photo album for my senior prom photos. Oh man, I can't believe I'm even saying that. But whew, he was good looking. There was a few good looking teachers, a few younger good looking teachers there. But him, I definitely had a crush on. I had a friend who had a crush on another one. Yeah, she was even like we used to have a piece of paper that our teachers would have to sign to show that we're in good standing to graduate. And she was even like, oh, you think it's weird if I give him my number afterwards? I said, yes, I think that's weird. As much as I had a crush on this teacher and I obviously found them attractive and stuff like that, I never like went there and actually thought something was going to come of it. You know what I mean? So there's a difference. I didn't cross that line. Although him being the cover of my photo album might be a little weird. But it's relevant. Like, it's my prom photo album and it's a picture of him with me at prom. You know what I mean? It's not like a random picture of him. I don't have a shrine for him or anything. But anyway, let's skip that. Would you ever run for political office? No. No, I would not. I know nothing about politics. It does not interest me. I don't want people trying to, like, look into my past, see the things in my closet. Not that I have a lot of, I just have dust in my closet and clothes. There's nothing really bad there, but not into all that. Is there a cover of a song that you like better than the original? Nothing is coming to mind at the moment. I can't think of anything right now. Name the clumsiest person in your family. Me. I am the clumsiest person. Right? Like I said, I watch every step I make. I literally fell in August. Don't even know how I fell. I was just going from my living room to the front door to leave to go to the pool with my mom. And I smashed my knee on the floor and my knee has not been the same since. I'm actually going to see the doctor soon and I'm going to talk to her about it because I literally can't put any pressure on that knee. I cannot go on my knees anymore ever since that. So I definitely bruised something. That is for sure. And when I do a lot of stairs, it hurts. So I am the clumsiest person. If you could snap your fingers and teleport anywhere for a weekend getaway, where would you go? Ooh, I could just snap my fingers and go. Probably Greece. I've always wanted to go to Greece. I would take advantage, go somewhere far. You know, as much as I love to visit Florida or California, might as well take advantage and go somewhere super duper far if I could just get there. So yeah, probably Greece. Be by some beautiful water. If you discovered the fountain of youth, would you drink from it? Yes, why not? I want to look young. I think I'll end it there because we're rounding out 18 minutes here because there's still plenty of questions, but that can last me quite a few Mask Mondays. So the last thing I answered was where I would teleport. Yeah, okay. So that's where it ended. I hope you guys are enjoying these get to know me type questions. I know I did some of them for the Mask Madness, and you guys really loved them. Like, sometimes I worry that you guys are just sitting there, like, bored listening to me. But a lot of you guys said you really love to get to know me, and you like the chatty stuff, so I'm glad. That is it for this video. Like I said, I will link the Mask Madness videos down below so you guys can go check them out, and because they are still open for giveaways until the 27th. On top of Mask Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, I usually do hauls or unboxings. Thursday is my book club video with Charmaine. Friday is always a vlog. I vlogged my entire winter vacation, day 1 through day 7, and those will be going up as vlogs. So this Friday will be vlog number 3 for that series. And then Saturdays are my outfits of the week, and Sunday is self-care Sunday with Hope. So I hope you guys are enjoying the new content. If you're not subscribed to me and you just found me now and all that sounds good to you, definitely consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and gets me out into the YouTube universe. But that is it for this video. If you guys want to answer any of the questions down below, please do. I love conversing with you guys. But that is it for this video, guys. It's time for this girl to have some lunch. She's hungry. Joe just dropped off my food. Bye, guys. Be safe.